Last week I showed you how to create a 4-page booklet from a single sheet of paper, and I gave you my welcome booklet to work with. Later I had a friend ask me if she could use the same folding idea for a project that she wanted to work on, and I said, well, of course she could. So I created a template for her that showed where the pages go for the folds, and after I'd done it I thought, well, why don't I just share that with all of you guys as well? So here's the template. The first thing I want to note is that this is a docx file. There's a download link for that in the blog post, and for those of you who have older computers, I've also got a doc file there as well. I'm going to suggest that the first thing you do is save a copy of this somewhere as a master copy. Then anytime you want to work on a project with it, save that copy with another title to it, so that you don't end up losing your master copy to work with. There's a couple of things I did when I created this document, and first of all, you'll notice, if you can see here, I moved all of the margins for both the top, bottom, and sides right out to the edges so that we can work with the whole page. Then what I did was I inserted these text boxes, and you can use your program wherever that is. In the docx files, you can use the insert here and then use a shape and put in a text box. What you'll notice with the text box, you can see then I put the numbers in so that you can see where the pages go. So it starts here with 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 in this order. So that's the way you need to set them up in order to fold them properly. As you will have noticed from last week's example that I gave you, half of the pages on this thing are upside down. So you can actually see in this diagram here that the numbers on the top, the 2, 3, 4, and 5, are actually sitting upside down. The neat thing about working with docx is if you click into these, if you click into one like this, you'll see that with the text box there's this little green dot at the top, and that actually allows you to swivel the box however you want it. So that's what I did with the top area here. The only thing is, when it's this way, if you click on it there and move it down, then you'll see that there's the swivel now shows up at the bottom end, and so you can move that. That was actually how I did the tops here originally. I had them the right side up, and I brought them down far enough so that I could actually access them here. If you take them right to the top like this, you'll see the green swivel thing is off the top, so you can't use it that way. So you need to work with it this way. And I'll just slide that one back up into place there. Okay, this one's going to be ornery. Swivel him around so that he's back upside down again. The other thing that's kind of neat about this too is when you now want to go into these and work with them, when you click into the box, it actually swivels it back upright for as long as you want to work on it, and when you click outside of the box, it'll turn it upside down. Now before you start working on this, you might want to just print off a copy of this to have as a reference, and then we can go into the boxes and work with them. So here, for example, I mean, anything you want to do like you normally would do with the page, you can do inside the text box as well. So you can, change the size of your fonts to whatever you want. You can change your alignments left, right, or the other side, full copy, whatever. You can add graphics and pretty much anything else that you would normally do. So then once you have your box done with whatever you want to type into there, then before you actually print it, unless you want the border there, then you can go into your format here, go to your shape outline and do it with a no outline, and so it'll take the border out of there altogether, so that way you don't have the border showing there. So it's up to you if you want to keep the border in or not, but that's one way that you can do it. The other thing I just wanted to mention as well is you'll notice that the way I've set up these text boxes, there's actually white space between them. That's space for the folding areas. You probably want to run off a copy of your completed image just to check what's happening with your printer on these outside edges, because some printers actually come in a ways with they only print so far out to the edge. So just experiment with that to see how much of that shows and whether you need to kind of bring these boxes in a little bit more, or make sure that you have room enough on your bottom edges or sides and tops there that you're going to get everything printed the way you want it. So I hope that helps you and that you enjoy working with it.